Woo! Let's do this. Howdy, Franks. Howdy, Franks. Yeah, I'm Frank. Tells you how good this is going to go, right? All right. I'm Frank, KG6NLW, and this is the third episode of my monthly ham radio Q&A or Ask Me Anything. The point of this is you guys out there in Cyberland get to send me a question and I'll answer it, or ask me anything you guys want to know about me, trains, ham radio, photography, you name it, you ask it, I'll answer it if I can. There is such a thing, and for those overseas characters here, we have something called I plead the fifth. It's the Fifth Amendment where you don't have to answer the question. I'm sure you've seen it all over the news lately. So I may have to plead the fifth on something. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Do I have my? Let me turn off that. Do I have my voice chat for live stream on Discord? Not today, James. Not today. That will be for a more relaxed type live stream. This is although, if you guys want it, let me know in the chat. Maybe you can ask me questions that way. But like Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course, you do need a PTT button assigned for my live chat. So if you go into the Discord, into the audio, you do need a PTT button for that. So, let me know in the chat if you want to do that. All I have to do is flip a couple buttons and it's on and ready to go. So, bring them on. Bring on the questions. Come on. Let it rip. Yeah, well, you guys got to let it rip for me. That's all I got to say. You guys got to ask the questions, and my life's too late. It's only 7. It's only 7, James. You go to bed that early? How do I go about getting an engineer's license or credentials? That one's a good one, Andy. Let me just turn off my FT8 there because that's not needed right now. So, how do you go getting about that? Well, that's easy. You go to a trade school, basically. They have different schools, different colleges, usually community colleges. If they're in a railroad town, they probably have a railroad program. Otherwise, there are actual railroad programs out there that you can go and deal with. So, for example, I'll just let me present, share screen. Let me select. Oh, geez, it's not going to let me do this. Okay, so I'm going to have to drag that out. 1 second, Andy. I will show you exactly what I am talking about here if it will let me do this properly, which it should do with this. Yes, okay. And yes, I'm going to plus this up. Don't worry. So this should be plussing up here as I talk. Yeah, there we go. All right. So there are different ways you can get your engineer's credentials. Altoona has a great program. Sacramento State University here in California had a program. I'm not sure if they still do or not. National Academy of Railroad Sciences has it. Sac City College has it now. So there you go. Irvine Valley down in Southern California has it. Connecticut State looks like they have one. So you can Bucks County. I don't know. I don't remember where Bucks County is, but Bucks County has one as well. So you can definitely find different ways to do that in there and get that taken care of. And let's see if I can. Yeah, okay. So hopefully that answers that question. And Mitch, you want to know what's the best antenna for POTA? Well, son, I'll tell you what the best antenna for POTA is. It is the Coffee and Ham Radio's Poseidon, which you, Mitch, have worked with when you've gone putting with me, because that is one of the better antennas, the Poseidon from Coffee and Ham Radios. If you do not have that, an end-fed half wave works just as well. I will do that. Absolutely. And okay, that must be in response to my late night. Yeah, Thursday nights, James. Unfortunately, I have no control over Thursday nights because that's been going for 26 or 7 years now, and I'm just now bringing it into the 21st century, bringing it online for a live stream. So that's an issue that I can work out later. Um, let's see here. What else? You have the live chat open on my Discord. Okay, cool. When am I getting my DX Commander? That is a good question, Mark. That is a very good question. I do not have an answer for that because I don't know when I'm going to get one. I should get one and I should build it. I will say this: I'll have it built before Jason does, probably. No, nothing but love there. Nothing but love, but we all got it. We all got to pick on him, right? And the Poseidon does require a tuner. 3 to 1 is okay. You're right, Lee. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. My FT710 tunes up the Poseidon just fine. So absolutely fantastic. And Graceful 4, good to see you in the chat, hun. Good to see you. And I need to write a book called The Joy of Ham. Well, here's the thing about that. If I write the book called The Joy of Ham, what do you get to write then? Because I know you would love to write something. Borrow Jason's. You do know Jason's is like 3 or 4 generations back now, so it's like super old. Yeah, see, 3 years exactly. Is K Murder on Poda right now? Like right this second? I may have to. On 20 meters. Is he spotted? We may have to interrupt the Q&A to go work K Murder. Let's see. I see Uncle Oscar and Greg. I don't see K Murder. What frequency, James? What frequency? Let me know. Andy, good to see you, bro. We are all old. Well, eh, okay, sure. Yes, we're all old. We are all old. Oh, he's playing FT8. That's why I don't. No, okay, no. I won't. I like him on sideband. Sideband or nothing. I mean, yes, I have FT8 over on the other window here, but sideband or nothing. You have Calzone Classic. Yeah, that. All of those, Mark, are fantastic antennas. Absolutely. All right. Well, if you drop, catch us on Team Replay. Have fun, Graceful 4. He's not on, but 14074 is FT8. That's the FT8 frequency. Let's see. Yeah, you did say 14074. So that is the FT8 frequency. Oh, you have his actual personal one. Oh man. That is oh, that is something. Andy, don't tell me you're like Mike G0 RFD, you're 2OM for FT8. Don't tell me you're like him. Yeah, I hear that one's a good one, Andy. I absolutely hear that's a good one. Absolutely. Love you too, Graceful 4. Glad to have you in the chat all the time. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I sort things by what listed as. So let me come in here, drop this over here, and we'll open this and present, share screen. Oh, there we go. So up here at the top, right up here at the top, I just sort by what mode I want to see. So yeah, if I switch over to just FT8 spots on 20 meters, hey, there's Mike, K8 MRD. He's at Sam Houston National Forest Wildlife Management Area. Well, I'll have to go see if I can find him on FT8. Not saying I'm going to work him, but I'll at least I can switch the rig over and see if I can hear it. Wow. So Mark says his daughter bought him a pile, thought she got the full antenna. I told him he sent me all his own old fittings and everything. Such a great man. Yeah, Lord Callum is a fantastic man. Absolutely. And the Alpha Hex antenna is not a bad one either. Definitely. What do I find the best antenna for POTA? Well, Andy, since you were on time, but you were late, I'll answer that again because Mitch up there in chat asked that too. I have found that the Coffee and Ham Radio's Poseidon works absolutely fantastic for what I need it to do. So I use that. 99% of my POTA activations now since I built it with Chuck on my live stream a couple months ago. And I don't POTA much, trust me. Compared to some of these other guys, I'm like, I almost POTA as much as Big Jeem does compared to some of these other guys. So the Coffee and Ham Radius Poseidon, or if I absolutely have to, an NFED half wave that covers 10 through 80 and do what I can to use it. It was all pre-tuned and your first contact was from Florida. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, James, I'm the same way with work and everything and life and just life. I just I don't have time to go POTA as much. But isn't that the case with all of us, right? All right, come on, more questions. We're only 15 minutes into this. I want to go for at least an hour if I can. Well, there's a POTA station, but it's KF0X, not K8MRD. Very nice. Okay, cool. So, yeah, it's definitely a very nice antenna for sure. And building it, absolutely fantastic. Only once a week? Yeah. I get it, but only once a week. What I would do if I were you, go at the UTC. That way you technically get 2 days. Maybe once a week, but you get 2 days. You know, I was thinking about that, and that's a good question. Let's see. Oh, you're the only one in there right now. So, if anyone wants to jump in the Discord chat in my Discord server to ask me any questions, I can probably pull it up and jump in there, but we'll see what happens. Have I ham radioed from a train yet? Yes and no. I'm going to qualify that though. Yes, I have way back when. I used my 2-meter transceiver, 2-meter HT, and it was actually it was a VX7, so it was a quad band, whatever. I used my radio to talk on a ham radio repeater while I was on an Amtrak train. That's about the extent of ham radio on train that I have legally been able to do. Hey, Paul, good to see you in the chat here. Oh, that's okay. You can just catch up when you need to. All right, come on, people. More questions. Bring them on. All the questions, all of them, any of them. It can be railroad, ham, photography, my life, anything. Here, I'll give you guys a Paul, Paul, Paul. Do I like trains? Do I like trains? Let me. I'm gonna have to mute my microphone for this and back away for a second and bring things level. But do I like trains? This should answer your question. If you can't read that, it says railroaders do it all night and day. So, yeah, I like trains. Definitely. The most contacts in one session. That will have been my last POTA activation. And that will have been back on the 9th and 10th, right there, right as the G5 solar storm, right before that whole G5 storm started. It was the day before that storm started. 228 contacts in the log. Now I think a couple of those were dupes, so we'll call it 220. So 220 in one activation. So that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and then, if I really wanted to, let's see here. I have to turn off the chat for this, but that's okay. Uh, Searchlight signals on the Cal Northern. Let's see here. Oh, I have to turn that off now. Pacific Surfliner at San Diego Depot with the old Santa Fe logo cast iron fence. Let's see here. What else is there? There is that. That's the North Bay to Willow Springs, Texas intermodal train. And then the last one, Union Pac- Union Pacific 844 at Yermo, California in 2011 after we brought her in from Los Angeles. So, yeah, I think I think there's a train theme going on here, right? Okay. Yeah. I will. Let's see what happens. Definitely. Yeah. My last two POTA videos came from that activation. So absolutely. That second one where I did the UTC shift from the 9th to the 10th, and it was really fast. But if you tuned your if you kept everything right and didn't slow anything down, it sounded absolutely fine. Trust me. On a deserted island, I can choose one: a train set or an HF radio. Well, okay, Paul. We gotta qualify this. We gotta qualify this. Does the HF radio come with enough battery power and solar and the antenna and a way to put the antenna up by myself, assuming I'm the only person on the island? Uh, okay. Just a train set or a radio. What does the train set come with? That's my other question. What does the train set come with? No power worries for either. Okay. I would go HF radio because that deserted island can probably be an island on the air. I am not struggling, Mark. Nope, no struggle here. I just want to make sure I have all the cards on the table. So, train set or radio for if I'm on a deserted island. Presuming I have power supply, antenna, enough solar, blah, 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 HF radio. Absolutely. Because one, it could be an island on the air. Or if it was a US island, it'd be US Island Awards. It could also probably be Oh, jeez. It's just a radio, no antenna, and you have no ham jazz metal tape. I would still find a way to make it work. I would be like Simon, and I would make it work. Uh, Definitely. I would make it I would find a way to make it work. I would go with HF radio because I could at least make contacts there and either be saved or, get a half dozen DXCCs that I need, right? Right? Yeah, okay. DXCC. Mark, what do you mean no antenna? Paul just said yes antenna. Tune up glasses. No, no, Andy, I guarantee you, uh, these are good for, oh, maybe 70 centimeters. If UHF, if I do it right, that would be about it. I'm not getting DXCC with these things. Call Simon. Why do I need to call Simon? Is is he working a POTA right now, or would I have to call him from the DX Island? DX Island from the deserted island. Tells you how I'm doing today. Still, I would still find a way somehow. There's got to be something on the island or within a small vicinity of the island that I could work to make an antenna. Oh, to help me. Yeah, okay. There'd be something within the island area to. Here, let me turn this back on now. There we go. There's something within the U.S. island area or the island area to make things work. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I would definitely somehow make one. I mean, even as Andy said, if it was just my glasses, I would find a way for sure. Absolutely. So there you go, Paul. There's your answer for that one. All right. Let's see. Thought I saw another one in here. Oh yeah, James. How many contacts did I get? When? Which activation? When are you talking about? That's my question. Which activation are you talking about? Because I have quite a few in the book. Speaking of activation, I'm just now working a POTA station up in North Dakota. Hey, North Dakota, cool. Okay, I already have that for POTA, but whatever. All right, come on, people. More questions. Bring them on. Come on, bring them on. I got 12 of you watching. Someone's got to have a question, I hope. Yeah, yes, I did if and but quite a bit there, but when it comes down to it, Mark, train set's not going to get me rescued or get me DX contacts. So yeah, train set would be nice, but it's not going to save my butt. So the most in one POTA, 228 contacts, give or take, with some dupes, and that was my last activation. Now, granted, that was across 2 UTC day period because I started, before the UTC day and ended after. So technically, it's one whole activation across 2 days. All right. So I'm going to drop a poll here in the chat, and I want you guys to try and answer it. And this is just a generic question. I just want to see the interest. So there you go. Longest contact in miles. That has to be okay. I'm gonna blank on this call sign because I'm too. I want to. It's not Rolly. It's not Rolly. It's Ross. ZL1. Or is it ZL1WN Whiskey November? Is that Ross's call sign? Yeah. Ross. That's definitely my furthest contact, unfortunately, because Australia is the long way around for us. There was no short path with that one, and I had to go down to my local park back over there to even hear him. Apparently, I cannot hear VKZL from the house. I have to be down at the park or somewhere else in order to hear him. Oh yeah, it's very easy to do if you do it if you put it right. Absolutely. You can even have even more than 220 some odd contacts in one activation. I don't remember who, but someone has like 500 something in one activation. I'm like, man, I wish I had that kind of time. All right, come on, guys. Any more questions? I'm liking the poll results so far. Let's see here. Paul got 6,400 miles to a club member in Texas from Japan on a Magloop FT8. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, Roger. Good to see you in here. And if you think of any questions or you want to ask me anything, railroad, photography, ham radio related, about me, whatever, feel free to do so. That's what this whole live stream's about. That's why it's a Q and AMA. Although, I'm going to flip the script here for a second. What did you all think of the thumbnail? Leave it in the chat. I want to know. That's still an elusive country for me on sideband. I have 2 contacts on digital, but sideband, that India is elusive for me. I have let's see here. I have Victor Uniform 2 Whiskey Juliet and 4 Sierra 7 Alpha Bravo, both on FT8. What editing software do I use? All right, you're going to have to qualify this one, Andy. On the road or at the QTH? On the road, I unfortunately have to use a Wind Blows machine. So I use either Microsoft Clipchamp or CapCut. At home, I use Final Cut Pro. Okay, at home, Final Cut Pro, because I am like Lord Mike. Apple, Apple, Apple. Apple. Let's hear. Apple. Apple. Yes, I know it's dirty. So, yeah, all Apple all the time when I'm at home, for sure. Absolutely. You have 500 some when you did a row. That's not bad, but that's across multiple parks, though. That's across multiple parks, though, isn't it, James? Sorry about that. Let's see here. You didn't see the thumbnail. India was last Saturday when banned. Oh, that's not too bad then. First photo activation, you had your first pile up 94 contacts. Well, yeah, it's that first tap, Roger. That first tap. That's all you need, and then you're hooked. You know, Paul. Let me. Where is it? So I have. If it will come up here. Yeah, there we go. So I'll go right over your message there, and right over my big ass forehead. That's FT8 on the Yaesu FT710. So yes, I have the FT710, but I have the ID50, and I am looking to maybe get the mobile version in a couple years. We'll see what happens. I want to see what that new X60 project is. So yes, I do have. I am not brand agnostic when it comes to ham radio because, as you saw on your live stream last Sunday, I have plenty of Motorola and Kenwood stuff too. So, And yeah, granted, most of that's commercial, but I still have it. Apple G90 DX Classic. That's the way to do it, except I would replace the G90 with something that has 100 watts. That's all I got to say about that one, because you know the G90 is nice now, but give it 10 years, if everything is the way it's supposed to go, 10 years from now, that G90 is going to be a nice doorstop, unless you like QRP. Paul, if you're paying for my way on, well, first, if you're paying for my vacation time, two, you're paying for a boat ticket for me, and three, paying all motel fees, then sure, absolutely. Otherwise, no, I don't think I'm going to the Japan Ham Fest. 363. That's not bad at one park. I thought the G90 was discontinued by the X6100, which has now been discontinued by the X6200. If I'm maybe, I don't know. I haven't paid much attention to Zyku. I'll be honest. Paul, the my life comes with stipulations. Unfortunately, gotta be able to tell work, to not worry about me for that long, and well, there's other factors there that we can talk about offline. Oh yeah, no, I don't no argument there at all, Mark. G90 does outsell them all because of the 20 watts. I do believe don't quote me on this one. The 6100 is 10 watts on battery, and the 6200 is 8 watts on battery. So yeah, absolutely. Is that just with POTA, James? If that's just with POTA, yeah, that you're rocking it hardcore there. That's there. Oh yeah, absolutely, Paul. They still sell the G90, no problem. Absolutely. That's going to be sold for quite a bit of time for sure. Yeah, Paul has the same reaction I do. Just this year, James. That's a lot of activations. Really, this is interesting. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Uh huh. Cool. 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 Wow. Okay, James. That is absolutely amazing. That's all I gotta say. Oh, so apparently I just got a question off the back channel here, because they're apparently watching but not in the chat. When am I getting my extra? That is a good question for the person that asked that, who I presume is still watching. Uh, it depends upon what the extra pool. I know it's publicly available, but it depends upon what the extra pool for the new questionnaire questions looks like. If it's better than what it has been in the past, maybe by the end of 2024. But at the same time, I'm also very happy as a general. I will leave it at that. And yes, I do have, it's called text messages. I have back channel stuff that I'll check once in a while. So, you guys got any more questions? I see a lot of fun a lot of fun comments about the G90. Yeah, Lee, I know, June 30th, the end of the month. And the new pool's already out. but I haven't been able to look over it yet, so I don't know, because right now on QRZ, they still have the, old pool up, for through the end of June, so I don't have a way to really easily look at the new one. And, bro, do you even put up James, I do believe Quirky QRP has a shirt for that, and you can save on that shirt by putting in the coupon code QuirkyKG6 and LW. It's in the video description below. Do I use beams? No. I have okay, from the Silent Key estate that I got my tower from, back in 2017, I have, uh, a beam or 2, perhaps. I'm not sure brand, make, model, anything like that. It's just a pile of parts right now. Unfortunately, there were no instruction manuals brought along, or given to me, so I can't. I've tried to get some help IDing stuff, but I cannot. I just so yes, I have beams. No, I do not know what they are or can use them. I should be able to use them. I should be able to put them up on the tower, but you got to put them together first to make things happen, right? Okay. Another question from the back channel. What radios are comparable to the IC 7300? Oh, real quick. All right, Paul, go grab some food, and I'll probably still be here. I want to be on for at least another 20 minutes. So, what radios are comparable to the IC 7300? Well, to the back channel watcher, we discussed that the other night. It is the Yaesu FT710, and there are a couple other ICOMs that are a little pricier than the 7300 that would work, but eh, you know, the price point for what you're looking for, I would go with the 7300 or the 710. And Country James is right, none. So you either go more expensive or less expensive with less features. You own the shirt, but you've never seen it. It's in Texas. Oh, okay. So you bought it, you ordered it, it got shipped to your Texas address, but you haven't been home yet to get it. Got it. I understand how that is. I have a few things waiting. All right, guys. This has been 40 minutes of awesomeness so far. Bring it on. Bring on some more questions. And to the back channel text that I just got, you know who you are. Uh, one word, poll. P-O-O, not pool. P-O-L-L. Poll. Prices of FT710 and FTDX10 straddle the 7300. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, it's a give and take. I will say this, Lee, what this person is wanting to use it for is a mix of home and possibly POTA. So, oh, come on, Andy. All right. Have fun, Andy. 73. Take care. Have a good evening. And hopefully Tyler's enjoying his general status. So, yeah, Lee, to go back to this real quick. Yeah, it's going to be a mix of home and possibly POTA. So, that's the qualifying factors there. When are we all going to do a YouTubers Worldwide Net? That would be something. And I would have to get I would have to try and man, I keep trying to move frequency here on FT8 so I don't double over anybody and people keep coming up over me. Uh there's a D-Star reflector that I know of that could potentially be used. but uh, I'd have to secure permission for it first. And do you mean 340? Because 740 is way outside of the band plan. Oh, you want it on 20 meters. That would be interesting considering half of us wouldn't be able to hear each other and the other half would. Is that 2 meters? Do you mean Country James comment up there? Uh, yeah, that's a good question. And I'm gonna do this. Uh, Everybody, if you haven't, let me see if I can. Is this gonna let me do it? No, it's not gonna let me do it. Uh, Country James is a newer YouTuber, and he's trying to push out a little video here and there, right? Right, James? Uh, he's a pretty cool guy. He's from Tex let's see here. Let me see if I get this right, James. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're from Texas, but you live in Florida, or you are working in Florida right now because of or you're living in Florida right now because of work. Did I get that right? Uh Let me know in the chat if that's right. And while I wait to see a response there, I want people to go check out Country James. I just dropped his link. So go check him out, have some fun, enjoy what he posts, smash that like button. You guys know the drill. This is quite an interesting poll so far. There's 50, there's 15 of you watching and only 10 votes. That means either 5 of you haven't voted yet or you can't see it. So if you haven't done the voting yet on the poll, go vote on the poll in the chat. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. All right, very cool. Heavy equipment operator doing demo in Florida. So there you go. So go check out Country James channel. And he does a lot of POTA. Apparently, a lot more than I do, and I do a fair share of POTA. All right, guys. 15 more minutes, unless you guys want me to go longer. I don't know how you guys feel. I can go longer if you need me. If you want me to, let's see them questions. Come on, bring them on. C Green, welcome to chat. I've been trying to get my HF radio set up, can receive, but I always have trouble transmitting. No one can hear me. You live in the high desert of California in your part. Hey, Barstow's the second home here. Is the grounding my issue? Probably not. What kind of antenna? Okay, that answers the radio part, but what's the antenna situation? How high up is it? And Lee, that's an interesting answer. Okay. I'll take that. That's okay. I'll take that. I'm thinking more while we're waiting for Seagreen to respond here. I'm looking for maybe doing a little more like what Greg does a little bit, play some FT8, some digital, open forum, bring Discord users in type thing and see what happens. Use the Rybakov to hide a 7 meter. Okay. So you're using it in the vertical configuration then? Because that's the common one for the Rybakov. If you're using it in the vertical, I would suggest, while verticals are okay, not everybody's running verticals. A lot of people run beams or hex beams or horizontal or inverted V's or stuff like that. So your polarization compared to theirs might be off, that you're skipping up over them. Although I will say this, nighttime, in a couple hours from now, so you're in Barstow, so it's 4:47 our time, give or take a minute, right? About 6 o'clock or so, 40 meters starts to pick up, and there's a whole bunch of guys. You might have some issue because of Barstow being Barstow. Uh, Tune to 7199, 7199. One down from the dreaded 7200. Uh, Tune to there, and those are the ESSB, extra wide sideband guys. That's what it stands for. They like to run 4+ kilohertz wide, but they'll narrow it up if they have to. Uh, Tune down to there, 7199, and see if you can talk to any of them, because there's some guys down there in San Diego, Los Angeles, that area. I'm able to talk to them from up here, so I may be able to talk to you. I know I've talked to Palm Springs. So, you know, try that. See if you can talk to those guys. If so, it's at least getting out. If you continue to have issues, though, I am going to drop my Discord in the chat here. Feel free to join the Discord, and someone can maybe get on air with you, or work with you. There's also a couple other Discords I would suggest. Ham Radio Crash Course, which is also the Discord for Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course YouTube. I'm going to drop his as well. That's the second link I'm dropping here. Uh, both of those Discord channels are great channels to try and get some answers in if you absolutely need them. But I would suggest going to the 7199 guys and seeing if you can hear them, or, well, one, if you can hear them, then two, if you can work them. And I would I would agree with Mark. More radials. If you only have a handful, try more radials. And if your Rybakov is elevated, make sure the radials are elevated. So that way everything's equal. And Lee, don't even fret. Say yes, say no, say whatever you want. I'm not gonna hold you to it. I'm not gonna knock down your door and go, "You gotta watch my." No, I'm not one of those people. I can guarantee you that. That's there. I think that's meant for Sea Green. What's your favorite frequency? Can say quiet. Have we worked before? That call sign seems familiar. But if not, welcome, and yeah, join both Discords. I dropped both of them. Mine's the first one, the 5Q3 link, and then Josh's is the GUR one. Uh, Join both of those. Both have great people to help you out in. Absolutely. Mine is a little quieter for sure. It's newer, it's quieter, it's less hectic, but you can ask anything you want. And half of the people in the chat right now are in there. So absolutely fantastic place to be. And Paul's right. Radials do make a difference, especially with the Rybakov vertical setup. 14.1. Now, are you an extra? Because if so, that's awesome. There you go. James, everybody needs to go sub to Country James. He has some great POTA stuff. Does it more often than I do. That's saying something. All right, guys, more questions. Bring them on. I can go a little longer than the hour mark if you guys want me to. So bring on the question. Come on, Paul. Paul, come on. I gotta wait to see what the new question pool is really like, and then we'll see what happens. And Sea Green, Mark here makes a good comment. Make a half square DX monster. Do that if you have the room. That's another thing is, how much room do you have and what can you do to get away with making stuff happen on your property? Absolutely. Oh, I know it is. I know it is, Paul, but I just gotta wait and see. Paul, it took me 20 years to upgrade from tech to general. I don't expect it to take me another 20 for extra, but have I done much on 6 meters, Roger? Uh, yes and no. When I'm up on a soda summit, 6 meters is my best friend. Better than 2 meters almost. Absolutely. As far as FT8 goes, it's been hit and miss. I had a couple live streams a couple weeks ago where 6 meters was open, and I was able to make a few contacts live, but those were all FT8 contacts. All right. Any more questions? And if you haven't answered the poll yet, please do so. I'm really curious as to what you guys think. Have I messed around with 6 or 10 meter repeaters? All of the 6 meter repeaters that I could possibly hit are absolutely dead. 10 meters, I can get into the New York Ding Dong machine. I'm sure you all know the New York Ding Dong machine. Goes bing bong. Yeah, that machine, I can get into that when propagation is right. Absolutely. No problem, Sea Green. And if you ever have any questions, as I said, feel free to drop them in Discord. Either of those Discords. Ham Radio Crash Course is a lot more busier, but has a lot more people to answer questions in. Absolutely. And mine's more quiet, laid back. So, don't be a stranger. Absolute lots of fun. And Mark, you're absolutely right there. 35 feet long horizontal and 16 6 high verticals at 50 ohms. Let's see here. Jody. Oh, now you're making me hungry, Jody. Let's hear. Jody. Ding dong. I would sing the song, but I don't want to get. Oh wait, I'm not monetized, so I can't get demonetized. Either way, I don't want to strike, so I'm not going to do it. Oh yeah, Roger. Yeah, 20 years, easily 20 years. I got my tech in 2002 and I didn't upgrade until 2022. Yeah. Actually 2 years and 20 years and a month after my between the two. So, yeah. And don't try and push yourself to the point that you can't that it just all becomes a blur. Don't do that because that's not going to help you at all. Study at the pace that you can study at and test at the test rate you can test at. Oh, okay. So the back channel says I can use their name, but out of respect, I'll still respect it. Uh, Easiest to learn digital mode. So is that which radio is easiest to learn digital mode? The 7300 or 710? Is that what you want to know? Easy. Clar- Explain the easiest to learn digital mode if you can. I was. Yes. I was in there. Well, I was in the chat. Yes, I was there. Absolutely. Didn't I put down a ground loop? Yes, I did. And I absolutely love it. The first radio I ever got was a Yaesu FT450 Delta, FT450D. Uh, I got that radio, and right now it's running FT8 as a receiver on it goes from 1520, yeah, 1520 and 40, and then 80 overnight. And it just pumps things out to PSK reporter. So if you look up my call sign /R, that's the receive loop antenna and what I'm hearing. So actually, let me bring this over here again and Move my mug and back channel. I do see your text. I'll clarify in just a second here. So let me share screen, turn this on. So this is what I'm hearing in the last 12 hours on all bands. My last report was 3 minutes ago. So let's go received by, and I don't remember what band I should be on 20, but I don't want to mix that up. So we're just going to go received by my call in the last 15 minutes. So this is what I've received in the last 15 minutes. And yeah, see, if I chose 20, I would have been wrong. I'm still on 15 on the receive loop. So as you see, I get a lot of the East Coast, and apparently I'm hearing Hawaii. So there you go, Paul. So yeah, my receive loop does what receive loop is supposed to do. So what radio is the easiest to learn digital mode on? Well, it depends upon what you're used to. For me, I learned on my 450 Delta, which was my first radio. And I had to cobble together a couple parts, signal link and audio cables and USB and all that. So, it all depends upon what I have. Uh, it all depends what digital mode you want to use and what radio you're using. The newer radios that have just a USB input output, like the FT710, and you've seen it in action, you've seen it working, so you know how it works. Like that one time that I forgot my microphone up at the lake. Yeah. Enough said, right? You saw it working, and or so hopefully that answers your question. Something with a newer USB cable connection would absolutely work. And Paul, I'm looking at that right now. Let me open in browser and then expand that. And you said that's what you're hearing, or that's what I'm hearing for the last 12 hours? Because if it's what I'm hearing, then yeah, that pretty much matches up with what I had too, to a degree. So let's share that out real quick. So yeah, that matches pretty well. That's not a bad spread for how things work on. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's the last 24 hours of what my receive loop has pulled in from just listening to FT8 across 15, 20, 40, and 80. That's not bad. Pretty good coverage. Obviously, I'm missing, inner Asiatic Russia, that sort of stuff, but that's not too bad. All right, let's see here. James, you want to know what should I go buy at HRO tomorrow? Should I make a YouTube video of it? Absolutely make a YouTube video of what you get, but remember that you're gonna have to do a voice dub on it if they're playing music in the store, because YouTube will copyright strike you for that. That's why Kyle had to do a YouTube voiceover for his Radio Shack video. Absolutely. So yeah, go buy something, have fun with it, and make buy something you need. Don't just go willy-nilly buying whatever. Don't do that. Go buy something you need for your POTA setup or for your home setup or whatever that you can take with you and do a video. Sure, absolutely. What is the Mark wants to know what's the easiest radio to connect to FT8 or others? G90 is hard. It's a downfall. Yeah. Uh the ICOM 7300 is supposedly good. I haven't messed with it too much on the digital side. I've only messed with it on the sideband side. The Yaesu FT710, it's literally I don't have a cable I can no, I don't have a cable. I was thinking there's one in the drawer below me, but there's not. Uh it's literally a old school printer USB cable. USB-A to USB, old school printer cable. You plug that in, you put chokes on it because it's probably going to have RFI to it. You plug it into the computer, you plug it into the back of the 710, and you're on the air, basically. I mean, all you have to. So let me present, share screen. Let me screen two. So I know I could have done this a different way, but that's okay. So this is my JTDX because yes, I use JTDX. So once you have it all hooked up, you figure out what the COM port is. Oh, this is not going to like it. Okay, so that's not going to like it. So let me pause that. Oh, yeah, see, it didn't want to bring up the... So now I can present. So let me just present this again real quick. So once you plug in the radio, you figure out what the COM ports are. You set your serial COM port, and then you switch over to DTR. You set it to the secondary COM port, which is I think the enhanced COM port, and then you set it back to CAT, and it will make sure share PTT ports checked, and you'll be good to go. It's literally that easy. Like 10 minutes at most to set things up, and you're on air with the 710 playing FT8. Hopefully that's easy enough for you. Yeah, Paul, those are the usual missed areas. Absolutely. And Paul's right. Anything with a built-in audio, 991, 710, DX10, does DX or the 101 have it? Maybe. The ICOMs, yeah, the 7300, the 7610, which is a lot more expensive. Yeah. And 891, yeah, 891 with DigiRig, but then you have to have the external tuner too if you need it for the antenna and all that extra stuff. So hopefully that helps you. No, I didn't lose my audio because I can hear my. So James, I cheat. I give my. Oh, let me. Don't want you guys seeing all that. So I use. Oh, come on. Here we go. So I have my ears plugged into my iPhone so that, yes, there's Inception there. I'm hearing myself in this ear from my live stream on my iPhone. So I know my audio is always good. Or if I get too hot or too soft. A setup install WinLink? Absolutely, Paul. I'm in. I'm absolutely in. No, Paul, it wasn't that. It was personal text conversations. I forgot that was because I have back channel texts that are texting me to ask questions. So, like this one, what antenna have I built? I have built two antennas, both of them coffee and ham radio antennas. One is the Poseidon, which is their Rybakoff vertical version antenna that they have out right now. And I have a live stream over on my channel over there, you know, in the live stream channel section with Chuck KK6USY building that. And um, just a personal fact, if you hear the Coffee and Ham Radio guys talking about the guy that overdid it with the solder joints. If you haven't seen my photos in the Toads Discord, yeah, that was me. All me. My soldering job is not absolutely the best. I mean, I cleaned it up. I in my defense, I cleaned it up from what it was. It's still not 100%, but I cleaned it up. So the two Coffee and Ham radio antennas. I've forgotten what the other one was. Link dipole. Rolly ZL1BQD Poto royalty from ZL Land. Good morning. Oh no, it's probably about afternoon there now, isn't it? What what are the winning lotto numbers, Rolly? I need to know. I need to know so I can go to Japan this summer. And Rolly, I hope you caught my live stream, at least the intro and outro last night. I dropped you a link in the Ham Jazz Discord, so you should be able to go watch it if you haven't yet. Just after midday. Okay. Wow, I'm already over the hour mark. Holy cow. See, unlike some other YouTubers, I can actually go hour plus without an issue. So there you go. If you guys want me to DM for the latest lotto, gotcha. Right on it. I'll do that right away. But yeah, you should go check out my live stream from last night, Rolly. Actually, that reminds me. So let's see here. Okay, Country James, you have an unbuilt Apollo. Yeah, I have the linked dipole that they have or had. I don't remember if they still have it up there. Let me actually let me actually see if they still have it up there. That would be interesting. You would think I'd pay more attention, but I don't. That's the sad part. So they have, let's see. They have the random wire, the Poseidon, the and the link dipole. So yeah, they still have them all. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this link if I can. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, I don't want all caps, so let me. So this is where I got my antennas that I built. Coffeeandhamradios.com. They have absolutely fantastic antennas. And Jody, you're absolutely right. You need 28-hour days, 10 days a week. That's why Andy has like 30 monitors watching everything all at once. He doesn't Andy, are you still in the chat? Do you even sleep, bro? Like seriously. I love it. I love it. I love what you do. Don't get me wrong, but do you even sleep? But yeah, Andy's everywhere. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so what oh, yeah, that's right, Rolly. Let's see here. You know, Jody, I would agree with you to a point. Jody says he thinks Andy is AI, but, unlike you, I actually well, I have Andy on, social media. So, yeah, I gotta love Google. I'm in the middle of being on Google on my account, and they want me to log in to verify it's me. Paul, exactly. And he's always like an hour plus ahead of where the live stream starts. So like today he was in the chat at like 2:30 Pacific time and I started at 4. So absolutely. And Mark, yeah, it must be expensive to buy and ship over there, absolutely, but they're definitely worth it, especially if you do it right. So I want to bring this up. No, not that one. Uh, the real Andy is the team leader. You know, if I if I knew that, Jody, I would have met him a long time ago because I have not met the team leader yet at all. All right. Now that I've done that, oh, Paul, yeah, no, wrong country, bro, wrong country. He's British. He's British. He's not Italian. Yes, he is. Okay, okay. Back to uh, back to Rolly. This great guy right here, Rolly Z01BQD. If you guys have not heard of him, have you been living under a rock, bro? Seriously. Okay, so Rolly, in his infinite awesomeness, is deep down a rabbit hole in another project helping the community out. And I am helping him out by helping him by yeah. So he is helping kids in Uganda right now who have tangled with landmines and or snake bites, which result in a leg or I guess legs. Rolly, correct me if I'm wrong there. If you're still in the chat, being amputated. In New Zealand, it costs north of $8,000 for a prosthetic, but they are able to produce them for $350 at the trauma clinic. So, oh wait, anyone smell popcorn? Tim, I need some popcorn. Trust me. Absolutely. Hi. Anyway, so Rolly, this awesome guy, he is helping these Ugandan kids get their legs taken care of. And he has a GoFundMe. The lucky ones lose a leg. That's got to tell you something. That's straight from Rolly's hands into the chat. So he has basically a GoFundMe set up, and I'm dropping it in the chat right now. Even if you cannot donate to it, please share it. Let people know about it and help Rolly out because Rolly is POTA royalty of ZL. If you know anything about ZL, you know Ross is the guy that you get on 10 meters when 10 meters is open, and Rolly is POTA royalty. So go help go help POTA royalty Rolly out. Say that 5 times fast. POTA royalty Rolly. Yeah. Go help Rolly out. And I think there's a note section. Let him know that you found that in my chat, you know. And Gray Man, you're just now getting home? Oh no, wait, you're not even home. If you're still at the airport, you're not home yet. Unless the airport is your home, then well, don't get in trouble for running an antenna. Glad you got out of Sin City okay. No, Tim, you do not. I'm sorry. Great guy, but no. In the US, POTA 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 Daddy is WD4DAN. Dan the man. POTA Papa is K8MRD. Ham Radio Tube. We're just peasants among them. Among those three, Dan, Mike, and Rolly here in the chat, we're just absolute peasants. And Rolly says the mamba snake is a nasty beast, and the only option is amputation there as well. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. So go help Rolly out. He's helping some good kids out that wound up in a bad situation. All right, guys, I'm going to close this poll out unless anyone wants to vote, but there's now more votes than viewers, so that says something. So, end poll, and it says I have 75% say yes, 25% say no, and that was across 16 votes. So, I want to thank you all who voted. Absolutely lots of fun. All right. Like at POTA, last call. Any questions for me? It can be about ham radio, photography, railroad, me in general. Any questions? Bring them on. Drop them in the chat. Mark says I must do more lives. It's a must. Okay. Paul, 16, only 16 of your 17 YouTube accounts. So, okay. So, I wonder what my I actually have 17 likes, so that checks out. That actually checks out. Thank you, Paul. All right. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to play that awesome outro that I have that I'm not going to change. Paul, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And today's one of those days where we don't have it. So once a month, a Q&A AMA for me, absolutely. Why not? Next week, Jody, don't get out of here too quick. Don't get out of here too quick. I got one thing for you. Next week, I have a video that I'm currently trying to edit, dropping Tuesday night, right ahead of Ham Radio Clubhouse. So make sure you see that. And then Thursday night, I have my usual NorCal swap at 10 Central, 0300 UTC. And then next Friday, I'm gonna keep this a surprise as long as I can. But those that know. I have a live stream with at least 4 special guests that I think everyone's gonna want to watch. So if you catch it, please catch it because it is at least to me, it is very important. It is a very interesting topic, and I want to talk about it. And the guests were more than gracious and willing to come on, and I want to thank them ahead of time for that if they watch this. And at least 4. At least 4 have confirmed at this point. I might have 5. We'll see. There might even be a special guest video. We'll see what happens there. Just have to wait and see. So Tuesday, Thursday, and then again that's Friday. And don't forget to help Rolly out. Join my Discord. Join Ham Radio Crash Course Discord, and we'll see y'all next week. Or yeah, next week. Until next time, 73 and Poda on y'all.